Every Blox Fruits player begins the same way, alone, weak, and surrounded by bandits that show no mercy. They swing their first sword, take their first hit, and fall again and again. But each defeat teaches them something, that in this vast ocean, power is everything. From clueless wanderers to awakened gods, every player walks the same 7 stages, a journey of struggle, growth, and glory. This is the evolution of a Blox Fruits player. Stage 1, the beginner. They've just spawned in, a nameless figure washed up on the shores of Starter Island. No fruits, no hockey, no knowledge of what lies beyond the docks. Just their fists and pure curiosity. Their first instinct, punch the nearest bandit. They try and die. They respawn, confused, yet determined, because deep down, they know this world hides power beyond imagination. Every bandit feels like a challenge. Every victory, no matter how small, feels legendary. They waste stat points across sword, defense, and melee without knowing what they're doing. They buy a random boat and sail aimlessly into the fog, only to get lost in the vast sea. They eat the first fruit they find, even if it's rocket or spin, and brag in chat thinking it's mythical. But that's the magic of the first stage. It's not about strength, it's about discovery. This is where they learn what grinding means. This is where frustration turns into motivation. And even though they have nothing, they've already begun walking the same path every legend once did, the path of a true Blox Fruits player. Stage 2, the curious learner. Something has changed. The noob who once punched blindly at bandits has started to understand how the world works. They've learned the basics, how to farm, where to put stats, and that not every fruit is worth eating. They travel between small islands, finally learning to read the compass and start farming with a purpose. The game no longer feels impossible, just endless. Now they're on the hunt, the fruit hunt. Every 2 hours they roll a fruit, praying for that mythical drop. They save up belly, visit the gacha, and stare at the spin wheel with hope in their eyes. Maybe light, maybe Buddha, maybe rocket again. But no matter what they get, they eat it with pride, convinced it's the start of greatness. They've learned to dash, to jump, to survive a little longer. They finally understand that power doesn't come from luck. It comes from grinding. The world of Blox Fruits is opening before them, one island at a time, and for the first time, they can feel it. They're not a beginner anymore. They're becoming a player. Stage 3, the YouTube disciple. The player has grown curious, not just about fighting, but about mastering the game. They begin watching YouTube tutorials, studying every fruit tier list, every grinding route, every secret that promises faster progress. Suddenly, the world feels clearer. They know which fruits are good for farming: light, magma, Buddha. They start chasing codes for double XP, calculating the fastest way to level up. The chaos of the early game is gone. Now there's a plan. They hop from island to island with purpose, no longer lost at sea. They've found their rhythm. Quests, bosses, level-ups, repeat. Hours disappear in the grind, but every time they see that golden glow of a level up, it feels worth it. With enough determination and patience, they finally stand at the gates of the second sea, proud, exhausted, and stronger than they've ever been. They've come a long way from the clueless noob punching bandits at Starter Island, but this is only the beginning of true power. Because once you reach the second sea, that's when the real journey begins. Stage 4, the explorer of the second sea. At last, they've crossed the horizon, the first sea left behind, and a new world opens before them. The second sea feels different. Stronger enemies, grander islands, and players who wield power beyond anything they've seen. It's overwhelming at first, but also thrilling. They begin to explore with excitement, discovering trading, fragments, and the mysterious art of awakening. Their first successful raid is a moment they'll never forget. The chaos, the teamwork, the thrill of unlocking a new move. It feels like reaching a new level of existence. They dive deeper into trading, learning the true value of fruits and the patience it takes to make a good deal. And somewhere along the way, they find it, the Buddha fruit, the one that changes everything. Now they feel unstoppable. Their aura shines brighter, their movements sharper, their confidence rising with every quest. They're no longer chasing power, they're living it. The second sea becomes their new home, a place of endless growth and discovery. Stage 5, the master of the second sea. The explorer has now turned into a true veteran. The second sea that once felt huge and scary now feels like familiar ground. They move through every island with ease, knowing every boss, every quest, and every trick to earn fragments fast. They've mastered raids, not just joining them, but leading them with confidence. Every time they awaken a fruit, they feel a new surge of power, a reminder of how far they've come from the days of fighting bandits on the starter island. Trading has become their second nature. They know the value of every fruit, which ones are worth keeping, which ones to trade, and how to get the best deals. Hours go by in the trading hall as they plan their next big exchange, hoping to one day own every mythical fruit. Their inventory is filled with treasures, Buddhas, phoenixes, and even the rarest of fruits that many can only dream of. They've unlocked full hockey, mastered their fruit, and collected the best accessories the sea has to offer. Every fight feels easier now, every victory smoother. But deep inside, they start to feel something different, a spark of curiosity again. They've heard the whispers of another world, the third sea, where the strongest of the strong gather. Even though they have achieved more than most players ever will, they know this isn't the end. It's just the next step in the journey, because for a true Blox Fruits player, there is always another goal to chase. Stage 6. The Veteran of the Third Sea. After countless battles and endless grinding, they finally set sail for the Third Sea, the land of true power. The moment they arrive, they can feel it. Everything here is different. The islands are bigger, the enemies are stronger, and the world feels far more dangerous than anything they've faced before. Every quest now tests not just their stats, but their skill. Bosses hit harder, NPCs are tougher, and raid bosses push their limits. But instead of fear, they feel excitement. This is where the strongest players rise. They begin collecting the best gear in the game. Cursed dual katana, god human, powerful accessories, and top-tier fruits. Each one earned through sweat, patience, and pure dedication. The Third Sea becomes their home. They know every corner, every hidden NPC, and every farming spot. New players look up to them. Some even fear them. Because now they're not just a player. They're a name that carries weight. But even after reaching this point, a quiet thought remains in the back of their mind. What comes after all this power? Stage 7. The Maxed Out Legend. This is the final stage, the peak every player dreams of, but few ever reach. They've done it all. Max level, max stats, max bounty. Every weapon, fruit, and fighting style, mastered. Their inventory shines with the rarest treasures and accessories in the game. But true mastery doesn't end there. They've unlocked and perfected every V4 awakening, from the blazing fury of human to the divine light of angel, the unbreakable defense of shark, the aura of ghoul, the lightning of mink, the storming power of cyborg, and finally, the draconic might of Draco. Each form, each gear, each transformation, mastered through countless battles and sleepless nights. When they appear in a raid, silence follows. When they enter the arena, even the boldest hesitate. They've become more than just a player. They're a symbol of what's possible in this world. And yet, it feels different. They've beaten the game, but lost the thrill. The chaos, the curiosity, the excitement, all replaced by calm. So they roam the seas, not to grow stronger, but to remember the grind, the friends, the fruits they once chased. Maybe they'll start again someday. Maybe they'll teach someone new, or maybe they'll just stand there, watching new players set sail, remembering when that someone was you. But in the end, they still know that the seas are endless. But so is the will to grow, and in the hearts of players, that flame will always glow.